What's up YouTube, this is URC Shadow, and today we're going to be looking at the strategy guide for Leicester's level 24 mission, A Titan of a Job. Now previous to patch 1.16, the payout for this mission wasn't particularly good. It was around about 5 grand, but now with the 1.16 payouts, it's definitely worth a look. So now, under the new system, if you complete it between 4 minutes and 6 minutes, you'll get $9,750. Between 6 and 8 minutes, you'll get $11,660. Between 8 minutes and 10 minutes, you'll get $13,600. And over 10 minutes you'll get 15,550. And you can click the link on screen now to go to my speedrun video for this mission to see the fastest way to complete it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this mission takes place at the south end of the map in Los Santos Airport, and there's a Titan in a hangar, which is a massive cargo plane. There will be plenty of enemies inside and outside the hangar, and there will also be a large semi-truck in front of the plane which we'll have to move before we can take off with it. Once we've stolen the Titan, we're then going to have to take off, fly halfway across the map, before landing it at the desert airport. So there's two general strategies for this mission. The first is to start the mission in a helicopter just outside the airport boundary, parachute down, and then once you've landed, attack the hangar from the side. And the alternative strategy, which is probably a little bit easier, is to basically get inside the airport, park your car on the runway so you can use it as cover, and then use a heavy sniper rifle to take out all the enemies inside the hangar, and then once it's clear, move up towards the hangar to grab the Titan. So let's look at stage 1, stealing the Titan, and option 1, parachuting into the airport. So as I mentioned, we're going to start in a helicopter just outside the airport boundaries. We're going to jump out, and we're going to use a flying fox technique, link to which you can see on the screen now. We're going to free fall towards the hangar, we're going slightly past it on the right hand side before deploying the parachute and getting ourselves to the side of the hangar. Once we're at the side of the hangar, we're going to take cover at the side of this cabin here. The NPCs will know we're here, so will slowly start making their way towards us. We can take them out relatively easy with a combination of an assault shotgun and a rifle, which I tend to prefer either the bullpup rifle or the advanced rifle. So they're going to be coming around this corner in dribs and drabs, which prevents them getting too close and gives us an opportunity to take them out before they can physically get to us. Generally I recommend here, any guys that are pretty close, you're going to use the assault shotgun, and any guys that are further away, switch to the rifle. Once the enemy activity has died down and no more are coming around the corner, we're then going to move forward our position to the concrete barrier, at which point we'll start taking out more guys inside the hangar. Watch out for the one guy on the platform up the top in the hangar, but don't worry, this is the only one. There isn't one on the other side of the hangar. So we're going to slowly work our way inside the hangar, but do be careful because NPCs will continue to respawn inside the hangar, sometimes straight in front of your eyes. So just because it looks clear, or in fact is clear, doesn't mean to say it's going to stay clear for the duration of the time there. So slowly keep working your way inside the hangar. Ensure you're always near cover though, just in case enemy NPCs spawn and you need to get cover quick. And then once it's looking pretty clear, you're going to want to jump inside this truck and move it out of the way so you can take off with the Titan. Once that's safely out of the way, you'll probably find a few more guys will spawn inside the hangar, which you'll have to take care of. Then at some point you're going to have to make a now or never decision to jump in the plane before any more guys spawn. So before moving on to stage 2 of the mission, let's look at a different option for achieving the same thing, and that's with the sniper rifle. So here we're going to start the mission outside the airport. We're going to jump in our car, use the pretty standard jump to get inside the airport boundary. And then we're going to hold position on this runway. Once there, we're going to get out, grab our sniper rifle. If you have a heavy sniper rifle, I definitely suggest using that. Find a target and then start taking guys out. Now watch out because guys will start running towards you. So keep an eye on your minimap. And every now and then zoom out to take out the guys that are approaching you. If they get too close, they will start to hurt you, and they do hit hard. As you can see on the minimap now, there are 2 guys approaching, which I'm going to have to deal with. There's the first one. And there's the second. So now you just want to keep thinning out the enemies inside the hangar. If you watch carefully, you will notice some guys literally spawning out of thin air. Make sure to check around the edges of corners, particularly via the crates and the Humvees. See if you can see any legs, elbows, heads or knees poking out of cover for you to take out with a well-placed shot. Once the coast is looking pretty clear, you're going to want to jump in your car and head towards the hangar. As you approach, it will become clear more enemies are inside the hangar. So you want to make sure you can get into some cover quickly and then start taking them out and working your way through the hangar.
Where is he? No!
Once you're done, you're going to want to move this truck out of the way again. And perhaps I pressed the wrong button by accident, but I did actually manage to detach the trailer. Couldn't hook it back on, so I had to push it out of the way. Once the path for the Titan's clear, you can jump in the Titan and start the second stage of the mission. So, stage 2, delivering the Titan. As soon as you're in the Titan, you're going to want to give it full throttle. Don't bother trying to turn or anything, just power forward straight out the hangar. And when you get to about the runway, you want to pull up on the stick, and by then you should have enough speed to take off. Don't worry about the enemy vehicles that have spawned and are heading towards you. They won't catch you before you manage to take off, as long as you don't waste any time. If you do waste time and they manage to get to you before you take off, you're bang in trouble, because you're not going to have the space to take off, and chances are they're going to take out the Titan before you can get a chance to get away. Once you're in the air, this is relatively straightforward from here, and it's all going to depend on your navigation and your flying skill. So just keep heading forwards for the moment, and I'm going to pause it here, and you'll notice the mountains in the background. The tallest point is Mount Chiliad, and you're going to want to aim for this point that I've dotted right here, which is to the right hand side of Mount Chiliad, and you just want to head for this point. And the reason you're going to want to head for this point rather than the yellow dot on your map is purely because that yellow dot signifies the end of the runway you need to land on, and if you just head straight towards the yellow dot, then all that's going to happen is you're going to fly over the runway that you need to land on without making any kind of decent approach. So now, as we've got further across the map, you're going to want to stop heading towards that point we looked at earlier, head down into this natural V shape of the land in front of you, and from now on you're basically going to want to use your mini-map as your navigational aid. So we're still flying straight, we're going to make sure our undercarriage is down, and then looking at the minimap, as soon as we start flying over desert rather than grass, at that point we're going to want to turn. Now we're not going to want to turn too sharply, so all you want to do is you want to hold R1 as soon as you hit desert, and by the time you've turned 90 degrees, you should be nicely lined up for the end of the runway. Now you may need to correct a bit, but basically you're going to head down towards the runway and start your approach. Now once your wheels are down on the ground, you're going to keep powering along the runway at full speed. Then towards the end of the runway, where the secondary runway joins it, there's this bush on the right hand side. And as you go past that bush, you want to stop accelerating and you want to put your brakes on. If you do it right, you should come to a stop right by the yellow marker, which is the end of the mission. And there we go, mission passed. Now the only other thing for this mission I suggest is that you set a timer when you start the mission if you want to get the absolute best payout. And then if when you get to the end of the mission it's looking like you're going to complete the mission in the late 5-minute range, or the late 7-minute range, or the late 9-minute range, you're going to want to stop and wait until you've gone over 6 minutes, 8 minutes, or 10 minutes respectively, to make sure you get the maximum payout for this mission. So anyway guys, hope you found that useful. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to check out my other videos, plenty of other mission strategy guides, speedruns, and tips and tricks videos. Cheers guys, thanks for watching.